Ho 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 boy, baby, this is where things start to get interesting. Because Elliotte Friedman went out there onto the Morning Cup of Hockey show earlier this week and may as well just dropped a bomb on the hockey world. Take a look at this tweet posted by NHL Rumor Report. Elliotte Friedman speaks about Artemi Panarin on the Morning Cup of Hockey podcast. I actually wondered if Minnesota could be a team here. They've promised Kaprizov they will go out to get better. Part of me wonders if there's a short-term deal that makes sense. And that's it. That's the tweet, that's the idea, that's the statement. It's a very short tweet. We could honestly just end the video here, but there's a lot more that we can dive into in regards to this idea here, because Artemi Panarin is widely considered to be one of the most skilled players in the National Hockey League. He's one of the most expensive, $11.6 million a year till the end of this season. He signed that contract all the way back in the last decade, which is quite ridiculous to think about how quickly time passes. But Artemi Panarin was making 11.6 before it was cool to make 11.6. The contract was just seen as a really big deal. Now everybody's getting over it. But now, this is where we start thinking about the future, because Artemi Panarin and the New York Rangers, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the Rangers haven't been doing all too hot. We already spoke yesterday about Captain JT Miller and the comments that he made after losing to the Minnesota Wild, and how Rangers fans all in the replies were very frustrated with him and his play. I mean, there were a number of folks agreeing with the sentiment that Miller was not a good captain to have for this team. And it's the same old of poor results and poor play, backed up by zero accountability and repeated sentiments in the media about how they aren't good. There's not much to cheer for with the New York Rangers based off of how they've performed this season. But Artemi Panarin is still on pace for about 70 points on the year. He's got 7 in 8 games right now. Follow that up with the continuous 80-plus point seasons he has had as a member of the Rangers the past few years, and it's understandable to see why he will be valued as a potential trade commodity, should the New York Rangers not go down the path of winning this season. Now, Friedman is not necessarily saying that there's going to be a trade, but there is somewhat of an idea that maybe a free agency bid is possible too. It's either the Minnesota Wild will trade for Artemi Panarin around the deadline, add him to Kaprizov's wing, and inspire a really skilled Russian duo heading into the playoffs next year, or they could try to sign Panarin in the free agency class and commit him to Kaprizov for the long term, setting up for a very, very nice 26-27. Now, folks in the replies to the tweet that we read were talking about trade proposals, oh, Marco Rossi this, oh, another prospect that, and ultimately, I'm not too sure what it is the New York Rangers would really be interested in at this point, because if they trade Artemi Panarin, it's the ultimate sign of giving up on the year. Giving up in the sense that it's like, yeah, if you trade Artemi Panarin, you're probably not getting a player who is better than Panarin in exchange. Say what you want about Panarin's work ethic, his skill on the ice, and if he actually is the right caliber of talent to take a team past the third round. But in general, there are very few players who are as skilled or as talented as he is. So if New York wants to get this done, they trade this guy away, then, hey, it's almost like that undoes so much of what the Rangers have tried to build the past few years. It makes the trade that you made for JT Miller last year seem irrelevant. But the crazy part is, we could say all this about direction and whether or not it's actually a proper fit, but at the end of the day, if the Rangers are just not a good team, and they're not projected to being a good team heading into the playoffs this upcoming year, then I honestly do think that it's not that bad of an idea. And if the Rangers want to start committing to a rebuild, they want to get younger guys in the lineup, they want to give more of a role to Gabe Perreault, maybe they hold on to Brennan Othmann and actually start to give him some opportunities too, despite his lack of foot speed. If they really do think that JT Miller is the leader to cultivate the next generation of New York hockey because he's on the books till 2030, then okay, be my guest. let the Minnesota Wild and their really hot start to the year take advantage of Artemi Panarin's skill set, which we don't know how long it's going to last for, because Panarin is 33 years old. I mean, he doesn't sign a long-term deal after this one, most likely, right? He probably goes 3, 4, 5 years at max. I'd be very surprised if Artemi Panarin signed a 7-year deal or a 6-year deal in the upcoming season. But just thinking about a first line of Kaprizov, Eriksson, and Artemi Panarin, and then you move Matt Boldy down to second line with Tarasenko and Rossi. I mean, speak all you want about Rossi not getting opportunities and being buried in the lineup, but if he's playing with Matt Boldy, then that's pretty good. Or if you toss Panarin onto the second line, you can have him there instead. You could legitimately have a power play that includes 3 wingers in Kaprizov, Tarasenko, and Panarin, all Russian, and have like a Brock Faber and whomever else that you want over there too. Boldy. Yeah, just say him. But yeah, the idea of Artemi Panarin with the Minnesota Wild, it's almost poetic in a way. We did make a video early on in the summer talking about the idea of Kirill Kaprizov over to the Rangers, back when there was a decently sized controversy as to whether or not he would actually be interested in staying with the Wild before they offered him the crazy contract extension which he's got now. He rejected $16 million but said yes to $17 million. Pretty nice to see there for Kirill Kaprizov. Say what you want about whether or not the dollar amount is crippling for the Minnesota Wild, but he wanted to get paid. And if there is a world where he's got Artemi Panarin by his side, he could say, yeah, no, this team, they pay a lot of money. You could take a short-term deal worth, I don't know, $18 million, $17 million as well on the free agent market, and you can be a part of this too. There certainly would be a lot of influence, you know. There's a core 4 in Edmonton. There was a core 4 in Toronto. How about a core 2 in Minnesota? Kirill Kaprizov and Artemi Panarin, the very first set of teammates to be making over $15 million AAV each versus some of the other NHL competition. We're slowly ascending to that territory, folks. Could there be some sort of a long-term implication here? I'm just excited to see how much money Panarin gets in his next deal. It's not going to be 11-something, and it's not going to be for 7 years, but I do wonder just where that direction goes, and if Minnesota is the team to get it done, then maybe Tarasenko sticks around there too. I mean, he already played with Panarin in New York, after all. Yeah, remember that? Tarasenko was a Ranger at some point. Anyways, with all this in mind, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Elliotte Friedman's pondering here the idea of Artemi Panarin heading over to the Minnesota Wild, and this update that he went out there and spoke about in regards to the future of New York's Russian superstar? If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you did not, the dislike button is there for you. Thoughts in the comment section below, because comments help out with the algorithm. I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.